Hi everyone, it's Vicky from Mission here. Welcome to my little home studio where I wanted to film you a couple of videos to go into our YouTube library. Now this video is going to be a very quick get you started in the morning. So for days where you can't get to the studio, for days where you're traveling, for days where you're just not able to get out of the house, but you want to start your day with some gentle movement. This is a little mini practice that you can incorporate into your day. So you're going to come into a tabletop position. Bring your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and we're going to start with some cat and cow. So drop your belly down, stretch your chest forward, and then push the floor away and round your upper back. Now keep going for a few more rounds like this. If you are in a colder climate or watching this in a colder time, you might want to go a little slower. The body can be a little stiffer in the morning because we've slept hopefully really well and the body's been still. So this is just a way to get all the lubrication fluids and everything just rolling through the body, kind of like turning a tap on. Now from here, we're going to set up a downward facing dog. So take your hands a little forward and slightly further out. Tuck your toes under, press with your hands, lift your hips up. Now you can have a little bend in your knees, but in down dog, I want you to be taking more weight back into your legs rather than sitting forward. So bend your knees, lift your bum up a little bit and press with your hands. Now, if it feels good to take a little pedal out of your legs, you can bend one knee as the other leg straightens, and then do the other side. Just nice and slow, just cycle through a couple of these. Again, just waking everything up. Now from here, you're going to walk your feet forward to your hands. You might need to come up onto fingertips, but get there however you can. Keep it simple. Have a little space between your feet. Drape your body down over your legs. Grab opposite elbows. And a little sway from side to side. Now let your arms drop. You're going to soften your knees and roll yourself up piece by piece to standing. And then once you're standing, we call this pose Tadasana or mountain pose. So your feet are nice and anchored, your head is at the top, not jutting forward. Give your shoulders a few rolls. So I don't know about you, but in the morning, my shoulders are the things that tend to get really sticky and really pulled forward. So we want to encourage some movement for our day ahead. Now pause, keep that movement of your shoulders down and back. It doesn't have to be overt, but I want you to think the opposite of what you would do at your desk, right? Think about this nice, tall, inviting the day in stance. And then go ahead and bring the palms of your hands together at the center of your chest. Soften or close your eyes. And I want you to feel like, what do you want to call in for today? What is the word or intention or energy that you want to embody as you move into a new day? Is it energy? Is it action? Is it gratitude? Is it softening? Is it stepping back? So whatever it is, let it kind of land in your hands almost like a drop of water. And take a full breath in. A big breath out. Bow your chin to your chest. You're going to release your arms down by your sides, lift up your gaze, open up your eyes, and let's take a few salutations. Let's inhale the arms overhead and bow yourself forward all the way down. Now we'll take a halfway lift here. Some of you can keep your hands on the ground, or you can slide your hands up your legs. So if you've ever done a deadlift, think of that action, long spine. Bring your hands to the floor, take a step back into plank. That can be knees elevated or knees on the floor. Give the floor a push, shift your chest a little forward, lower yourself down to your belly. Now point your toes, press your legs down, reach your arms back behind you and squeeze your shoulder blades up, and then lift your chest, lift your head, maybe lift your legs. Lower yourself all the way down. We'll push back to tabletop and do one round of cow and cat like we started. And then from a neutral tabletop, press back, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Big breath out. Look at your hands and take a little walk all the way up to the top. Your knees can be bent. Find that halfway lift, extend, and bow yourself in. Press to stand, your arms will go out to the side, reach nice and tall, gather, And imagine that energy that you want to cultivate being pulled in to the center of your chest. We're going to do 2 more salutations like that. Bring your arms overhead. Bow yourself forward all the way down. Halfway lift, extend. Step yourself back into your variation of plank. Now lower yourself down, so shift forward, then bend your elbows, keep them snuggling in. You're going to keep your hands where they are this time. Press your legs down, roll your shoulders back, and curl yourself into a baby cobra. Lower yourself down. We go through tabletop for that cow-cat, just because it's nice to add something that feels nice in the morning and helps wake you up. That might be coffee afterwards. Downward facing dog, press back. Let's go 1 more. Look between your hands. If you want to jump, that's fine. Otherwise, a little tiptoe step. Find that halfway lift. Extend your chest. Keep your legs very steady and bow yourself in. Push to stand. Stretch your arms all the way up. We reset in our mountain. So this becomes like the rebalancer, right? This kind of neutral moment. Let's go 1 more. Bring the arms up. Bow yourself forward. Halfway up. Step yourself back into your plank. Again, knees can come down. Make sure that your bum isn't up high. It's in line with the shoulders. Shift forward. Lower yourself down. Cobra pose. Roll your shoulders up back as you curl your chest through. And then go ahead and press back into tabletop position. 1 cow, 1 cat. Now we're going to stay in tabletop. You're going to find a nice centered position. So neither overt cat or cow. You're going to be in the middle of those 2. Take your right leg straight back behind you. Make sure your hip isn't opening. Keep it dropped down. And then your left arm is going to stretch forward. So you're just finding a balance in the middle. Reach, 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 reach. Put your left hand down and take your right foot in between your hands. From here, we reach the arms up. Now, interlace your fingers overhead, flip your palms to your ceiling and push up nice and tall. And then take a little side bend over to your right hand side. Just wake up the side of the body. Now from here, you're going to bring your left hand down inside your front foot. You can keep that back knee on the floor, reach your right arm up, or lift your back knee up. Push with the base hand, reach with the top hand. And then go ahead and bring your right hand down, step up to the top of your mat. Inhale, look up. Bow as you empty. Now we're going to come into chair pose, so your feet can be together or slightly apart. Bend your knees, sink your hips back, but then counterbalance that with a lift of your chest. You can go hands to heart, you can go arms overhead, or meet halfway in a cactus bend. Fold yourself forward all the way down. Halfway up, extend. Step yourself back into plank. This will be the last time we do this one for this little short practice. Lower yourself down. Point your toes as you curl through to cobra. And then lower all the way down. Push back to tabletop. Again, drop your belly, stretch your chest. Round your upper back, push the floor away. Now find the middle between those 2 points, right? So you're just neutral. Your left leg goes back. Make sure you're not opening the hip. Keep your toes turned down. And then your right arm is going to extend. Think about hand and foot getting as far away from one another as possible. And then bring your right hand down. Step that left foot forward and come on up. So make sure your front foot went far enough forward so that you're not kind of in this position. Your heel is on the floor. And then stretch your arms up. Interlace your fingers, press up nice and tall, so just get long. Lean over to your left hand side. Recenter, bring your right hand down. So again, your back knee can stay down as you rotate your left arm up. Otherwise, you can tuck your back foot toes. Make sure this outer hip hasn't escaped to your left. Keep it snuggling in towards your center. Now bring your left hand down, downward facing dog this time. So we push back and just take a moment to feel, just in a short period of time, what feels more awake, what feels more clear, and what hopefully feels a bit more aligned to your intention. Now from here, you're going to bring your shins to the floor, cross them, and make your way onto your back. You're going to anchor your feet. So With your feet's position, you don't need to worry about them being so close to you that you can touch them. That's quite an old cue that doesn't really align to how your glutes work. You can actually do bridge with your feet quite far away from you. So find a comfortable stance for your feet. They may be slightly turned out if that feels more comfortable in your hips. Push down into your feet, roll your shoulders back so that you'll feel a lift of your chest. I like to do this robot arm situation with my arms. And then press down into your feet, lift your hips up, tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Now, some of you might want to clasp your hands or grab the long edges of your mat, and that will give you a little more space. I like to kind of stay here in my robot arms. You can even go fingertips to your hip points to make sure that you're not collapsing into one side. Now breathe in one more breath, and then roll yourself all the way down, reset. We are going to do that one more time. Now this time you have the option of taking your arms overhead, so you actually don't use them to support your bridge. You're all about to meet my cat. She's just jumping off the sofa to say hi. She can never resist when I'm filming for my own Patreons, and now you guys. Now press down into your feet, your arms are down by your sides. Push down, lift up, stretch your arms overhead. I'm going to get a little cat head snuggle. If you have a pet in hand in your home, it's an extra bonus to be able to pet an animal while you are in a yoga pose, because they are in your way. One more full breath in. Lower yourself down. Hi, baby girl. This is row, everyone. Now from here, bums on the floor. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Reach through and grab somewhere on your left leg. Animal parents, I'm sure you can relate when you're doing something, Zoom meetings, maybe you're catching up with your boss and next minute your cat or your dog's butt is fully in their face. Welcome to my world. Go ahead and release it, change sides. Maybe you can hear a little bit of her purring on the headphones right now. So left ankle over right thigh, reach through. If this is too much, by the way, your right foot stays down. Press that left thigh away from you. That's a nice option. Otherwise, reach through, catch. Remember, this short practice is in service of getting your day ready, right? Getting you ready and out, coffeeed, breakfasted, teeth brushed, onto a bus, onto a train, and into your day. Now carefully release that, hug your knees in. Now you're going to open your arms out to the side, so like a T shape from the ceiling. Drop your knees to your right, so you might want to move your hips a little to the left. That really depends on your structure. And I sometimes like to bring my right hand to my outer left hip and just kind of lengthen away towards the knee. So I'm not pushing my knee down, I'm just lengthening. And then depending on your neck, or if there is a cat butt in your way, you might like to turn your head to the left. I appreciate it looks like I have no head right now and I just have a cat for a head. Come back to center. If you moved your hips, move them the other way, so scoot them to the right, and then your knees are going over to the left. Now come back to center, and you're either going to pause on your back in a pose we call Shavasana, so legs extended, arms down by your sides, this really soft, like everything rests position. Or you can put your feet on the floor wide, drop your knees into touch. This pose is called constructed rest, so still rest, but sometimes nice for those with tender low backs. Otherwise, you can come up and sit for a moment. So if you're resting on your back, stay where you are. If you're coming up to a seat, which is what I am going to take, so that you can actually see me as opposed to just the front of my cat. And for a moment, can you revisit that intention? Right? What was it that I wanted to call in for the day? What do I want to embody as I move into this day ahead? Maybe it's shifted since you contemplated it. Maybe your system has processed, received, created some space for it. Let's just take a quiet moment to let all of that seal in. Now, if you're lying on your back, you could stay longer. If you had a few more minutes to rest, you're welcome to let this video play out and stay where you are. Otherwise, take a big old stretch. Roll yourself over to one side. Let's meet in a seated position and just notice, right, in a short space of time, what have you alchemized? What have you moved through, created? We're going to take a big breath in as your arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, gather your hands together at the center of your chest. So to that intention that you set, to that energy that you wish to embody, to the factors that support us in this practice, the people, the land itself, traditional owners of that land, the connecting wisdom of this practice. Let's fully breathe in. Big sigh out. Go ahead and bow your chin to your chest. You can release your hands down, open up your eyes, and just take a look around your room. Familiarize yourself once again with your space. I hope that whatever you were looking to embody is able to flow through you for the rest of your day and beyond. And I look forward to seeing you in the studio soon. Any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to pop a comment on the video, subscribe to the channel for more, and we'll see you soon. From Ro and I, have a lovely day. Bye everyone.